today's video, we are checking out a mod that brings the How to Train Your Dragon and Minecraft world together, with a bunch of different dragons ready to find in the wild, tame, ride, and even explore with. So let's just jump straight into it. How to Train Your Dragon. We all love it. And you may have seen recently that they're actually making a live action movie about it. But after not making a video on this mod for quite some time, I thought that now was probably the best time. So let me show you what it's all about. So as you can probably tell, the main attraction to this mod is in fact the dragons themselves. But don't worry, because it's not just the Night Fury that it adds in here. So right here, we've got a handful of the dragons that you can see in this mod. Obviously, we've got the Night Fury, like Toothless outside. We've got the Light Fury I want to show you guys, the Triple Strike, and a couple of the most popular ones as well. And one thing about these guys is that they do all naturally spawn in your world, but what's really cool about this mod is that they all actually have different spawning conditions. So for example, a Night Fury right here, as you can see, this one does look a little bit different to the one that we had all the way over there. And that is explained due to them actually having a bunch of different variety when it comes to these guys. Each dragon will have like a few different varieties. As you can see, this one right here has orange eyes and even some blue on his wings as well. So going back to the biome specific stuff, these guys will actually spawn in like mountain areas or like snowy peaks, stuff like that. So, you know, biomes that actually fit them pretty damn well. And just spawning a few more in, we'll be able to see a couple of the variations. This one has got blue eyes right there. This one right here has like green yellow eyes. This is pretty much the closest you can get as to like a natural Toothless right here. Up next, we have the Light Fury, which is like the white version right here with the blue eyes. I'm pretty sure there's actually some variation to this one as well, with all the different markings and stuff like that that you can see. But okay, there it goes. There goes the Light Fury. We also have the Gronkle, which is like a fan favorite right here. The modeling of these is just spot on, honestly. Like, you can tell exactly what this is straight away. And with the Gronkle itself, it's probably the most recognizable with the different color patterns and stuff like this. As you can see, we've got a pink one, we've got a purple one, we've got like a brown one right here as well. And if you actually give these a little smack, they actually do go flying off. So if you wanted to see what they look like in action, there you go, with the little tiny wings right there. Look at him go. The next one on our list here is the Deadly Nada, which again, the modeling is so sick on these guys. These are probably like my second favorite out of all of them, honestly. The horns look so good on these guys. And the tail as well. Like, the tail is like fully animated as well. I think there's actually a rare type when it comes to these guys as well. I think each sort of breed has their own sort of rarity as well. And they look so cool flying. Oh my God. Excuse me. We get the monstrous Nightmare as well, which is this absolute giant one right here. Probably have to fly around just to see this thing, but the wings look so good. In flight, the wings look amazing on this guy. We get the Triple Strike, which is a lot of people's favorites as well, with the like triple tail there looking awesome. Like, these guys look really, really cool with the massive horns as well. So the variation with these guys is definitely up there. So let me hit these guys. Let's see them in flight. There they go. I love dragons. Like, any dragon mod is just always up there for me. I love it. And then the last one I want to show you guys quickly is the Terrible Terror right here, which, as you can see, they're a little bit smaller than the other guys for sure. But if you've seen the movies, you guys know that these guys are pretty much just as hectic as the big ones over there. So you might have noticed in the beginning that my Night Fury actually has like the Toothless sort of like tail fin right here. So if you take a regular name tag here and actually name it Toothless, and you're lucky enough to find a Night Fury in the wild, if you go ahead and throw that on, the colors change, and then that's how you actually get the actual Toothless model itself. I love the detail of the fan on the tail. It just looks so cool. So you might be thinking, these dragons are really cool, but can we actually ride them? Which is where these three items right here actually become very, very important. So I've got a chest, a stick, and a saddle. So if any of the dragons, a stick will actually command it. As you can see, your dragon is now following you. It'll just follow us around, flying just above us, you know, making sure we don't get attacked by anything. We can also right click him again, and there we go. Now he's wandering. So he'll just like sort of cruise around on his own. Very similar to the other tame mobs that you can get in other mods. But if we right click him again, he'll actually go into the sitting, which is what I had him in the little paddock all the way back there. And very similar to a Minecraft wolf, he'll just sit there and chill out. So to actually fly, you can just right click and actually run around if you wanted to, but if you don't actually have one of the saddles available, there's a very small chance that you will actually just slide off mid-flight. So always bring a saddle. And similar with the stick, we just right click and crouch. We can actually put on the saddle right there, which does actually have its own texture, which gives him like this saddle, like this harness right here. So if we right click him and actually equip him with a chest right there, this is where we can actually store all of our goods right there. So he's actually almost like a portable chest, as well as like the transport as well. So definitely invest in a dragon if you plan on exploring your world. So to fly, all you need to do is just right click, and of course it starts raining. And quickly before we actually take off, I do want to say the animations for this are so smooth. Like, even the directions you're looking, the dragon's head will actually face that direction, and then you just hold space and there you go. And these guys are really, really quick. I mean, especially the Night Fury, considering it's one of the fastest dragons out there. But the actual animation for this is so ridiculous. Like, I was kind of worried that the wings would be like really static and almost have like no joints in them, but as you can tell right here, that is definitely not the case. And even the tail moves as well. Look at that. And similar to a horse, you'll see that little stamina bar at the bottom there. So if I hold this down, that bar will go up. If we let it go all the way to the end and then let go, There you go. Look at the damage already. So if we sort of just like hold it down a little bit, you'll see that it doesn't actually do any sort of like explosive damage or any environment damage like this. But it's when we hold this down is when we actually get the proper damage like you saw before. And each of the dragons that I actually showcased earlier all come with their own separate different abilities. Like for example, one of the dragons literally turns into a ball of fire. So just be a bit cautious if you're around your base messing around with dragons, because they are pretty destructive. And I do actually want to test out this feature as well, where if you actually jump off a high area, they'll actually catch you. So let me test this out. There we go. It literally just teleported to me. Okay, let me try that again. Let me jump off here. And there we go. Oh, that is so cool. That is a perfect action movie shot right there if you ever wanted to do one. So whenever you're ready, you can just come right back, land, and then hop off. And there we go. I mean, he's following me, so he's going to go back up in the air. But overall, it's so fun just to have these as like a companion. It's ridiculous how cool they are. You could build like your own sanctuary. Like there's so many possibilities with these guys. I just love this mod. But the fun doesn't actually stop there, because if you're lucky and you actually manage to win against one of these dragons, they have a chance of dropping one of these eggs right here, which as you can see right there, will hatch after a while, tame dragon ASAP, which work pretty much just by plonking them down. And there you go. And I think these guys actually take a good while to actually hatch as well. It's not like an instant thing or like a day and night cycle. I'm pretty sure it takes at least like 40 to 45 minutes, if that. So you'll definitely have to keep an eye on these. And like it says, tame dragon ASAP. So let me give you an example of how to tame one of these things. So let's say you find a night fury in the wild and you just go up to it and you're like, oh, hey, what's up? Yeah, that's not going to happen because these guys are going to be aggressive towards you. I mean, this guy's pretty bad at aiming, so we should be good. But we can't say the same for these guys, because these guys will actually do damage and inflict poison on us, as you can see right there. There you go, poison. These ones do not mess around. So they all have their own little attacks, like I mentioned earlier. So going back to the Night Fury over there, what you're going to want to do is actually just get rid of all the armor that you have on and any weapons that you might have. And then you want to splash yourself with the actual night vision potion right here. And we'll go into survival here as well. Hopefully this works. And then you just want to sneak up on him, nice and easy, and then actually just hand him a bunch of fish. And as you can see, the counter is actually going down, so he is eating it. He's already had about 10 of these things. But whilst we actually have the night vision effect going, he won't actually attack us, along with having no armor or weapons, of course. And just realizing now that if you actually right click on a stick, you'll see that the taming is at 87%, so we need to feed this guy a little bit more. Make sure you've got enough night vision potions for this, because it does take a while. This guy's nearly taken a whole stack of fish at this point. And there we are. He's fully tamed now. Now we can actually ride him. But like I said, you don't want to ride these guys without a saddle because they will just chuck you off. And that right there was only to tame one dragon. So I'll let you guys figure out how to tame the other dragons when you come face to face with them. And the last part of the mod is the actual weapons themselves. As you can see right here, we get all the different sort of Viking weapons here, all used from this new ore right here, which is actually Grunkle Iron, which allows you to make all of the Grunkle Iron weapons, like the Hooligan Pickaxe, the Hooligan Axe, Hooligan Sword, basically Hooligan everything. The Hooligan Double Axe, which looks super, super cool, which is about as Viking as it gets with Minecraft. And each one of these is a seriously good tool to have. But if those weapons still weren't powerful enough for you, don't worry, because there's one extra step, which is this ore right here, also known as Belzium, which basically soups up all of the other tools and weapons to the max. So you can see right there, the double axe now does 13 damage instead of 10. And we basically get our own mace as well. So to actually make the Belzium tools and weapons, it's not going to be your standard sort of crafting table recipe like this, but instead you're actually going to use a smithing table. And similar to how you sort of upgrade to like netherite and stuff like that, you're going to throw in the axe there along with the Belzium, and there you go. That's how you get the crazy stuff. Which conveniently enough, if you like hunting down dragons, these Belzium tools will definitely help you do the job. So all that's left to do now is to hop on your dragon and to go exploring to find all the different types of dragons you can with this mod. So there we have it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely recommend checking this one out if you're a How to Train Your Dragon fan, or even just a dragon fan in general, because they are just awesome. But as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!